We won't worry, everything will be.
High Tide Stick is an entertainment, cannabis, news, politics, music, and radio talk show on YouTube for 21 and up. So do what you've always done. Kick your siblings out of the room, throw on your headphones, and enjoy the show. You're listening to The Doc on High Tide Stick Radio. High Tide Stick Radio reminds you not to do anything stupid on marijuana. You know, like get busted by your parents. You're listening to The Doc live on YouTube. The National Sellout Hip Hop Concert Tour, Ours. Ours Fest features dope artists from Los Angeles, Long Beach, Phoenix, Colorado Springs, Gainesville, Florida, Houston, Dallas, Denver, and of course Tampa and St. Pete. Come kick it as all of them collide under one roof, one night. So be there or be on Facebook watching it. You can keep up with the concert as it approaches, as well as interact with artists and promoters on Facebook right now at BARZFEST Tampa. That's Ars Fest Tampa. If you're looking to perform or need ticket info and more, call area code 727-318-2956. That's area code 727-318-2956.
Shooting in Michigan that killed one person and left another in the hospital. The neighborhood is closed together two flames. 27-year-old stolen and killed 27-year-old Carmisha Rogers.
So I give my niggas gon' change them all. Even if I get famous, I swear the music I make it, they feeling me now. I guess I got some type of history now. Okay, a young nigga live in effect. What? Be silent, perfecting my craft. Listen, divided riches with all of my niggas, and we're just working on math. Suddenly shit is just adding up, and I'm feeling bad shit like a fucking bug. Fuck, passing the 2-seater, white bitch gon' blow me like a Reefer Franklin. I'm about money, frankly, it's good conversation. He keep hating, I keep loud in rotation, won't fuck with her. If she too basic, my memory of yesterday are gone, and I'm sitting with these old thoughts, and I'm hoping time really don't fly, and I take my last toes off. Don't even talk about you marking niggas who slow bought and I don't buy. Don't ask me if I'm fucking or being here deep.
And I hit the blunt yesterday, then I ashed it, thinking about the better days. Shit was classic. I pray to God just survive. Man, I wish I could fly. Man, I wish I could fly. So I get high, so high. Man, I wish I could fly. Man, I wish I could fly. So I get high, so high. Man, I wish I could fly. Man, I wish I could fly.
The second murder there this year, and this tonight we uncovered stats that show it's the most dangerous part of the city.
24-26 Heather Walker's been talking with the people who live there to find out why there's so much.
Look, yo, Aaron, what's going on? A lot changed since you been gone. See my mama holding on. Don't need a gym to be strong. I won't lie, I've been drinking, and yes, I have been smoking more. I'm not really proud, it's that loud and hard to ignore. Thinking about the moments we hearing from the police. Lord, forgive my sins, I'm blessed for all that you have done for me. Like babies, they want to rock Aaron's crib and put in my sleep. Fuck whatever it is, you know that you can count on me. And my dog, hey, man, how have you been? You still rapping and put it on? When you're deployed, pray that you making it back, cause we all need you back home. I miss all of my soldiers and all the soldiers who gone. And I ask myself, why this happened? Can I miss pain with this aspirin? Cause I hit the blunt yesterday, then I ashed it, thinking about the better days. Shit was classic. I pray to God just survive. Man, I wish I could fly. Man, I wish I could fly. So I get high, so high. Man, I wish I could fly. Man, I wish I could fly. So I get high, so high. Man, I wish I could fly. Man, I wish I could fly.
Believers say it's gotten worse because more kids are picking up guns. I don't understand why they want to give their lives away doing that, because when they get caught, they're going to prison, going to prison.
I'm the doctor, by the way. What's your name?
Rose.
Nice to meet you, Rose. Run for your life.
Oh yeah, we are in the house. Welcome to High Tide Stick, live with the Doc MistaTre, coming to you live on YouTube, of course. And I want to thank and welcome everybody to the show. A beautiful and lovely day out here in Florida where I'm at. Isn't it pretty today?
Oh my God.
What thing?
Every time I sign into my American Eagle
Just flipped
account,
on this CD player. I just want to.
First off, I'm a little disturbed that you have an American Eagle account. Because that clothing line sucks. Let me just keep it real. My personal opinion, of course, please shop where you want. Buy whatever you want. American Eagle's never going to sponsor my show anyway. So, so on tap today, of course, people, we got Cousin Kel's in the studio. We also, of course,
Someone slow to take and quick to give the speed. Someone
but we got a little bit on tap for y'all today, of course. A couple different things. Painkiller usage, I should say, down in the U.S. where might surprise you though, and I think that this is definitely going to be an interesting story that I think is going to lift some eyebrows up. Also, of course, striking the news very quickly, and we've already, of course, been all over this story today. Baltimore police officer slaps a child and kicks a child at a school in Baltimore yesterday afternoon. The video has already gone ballistically viral online. And then, of course, last but not least, the Flint water scandal. And are we just beginning to see the effects of this now? All this and more, of course, today on High Tide Stick with the Doc, MistaTre. And let's see here. So, of course, Cousin Kel's in the studio.
yo, what up?
Cousin Kel's, that's K-I. No, I'm just kidding. It's K-E-L-L-Z. I hooked her up with a tight name. Let me just tell you that. I hooked her up with a tight name. I had to. It's my buddy. It's my road dog.
Trust you despite what they've heard. Someone is mighty.
Okay, anyway. So these are some of the things that we definitely do have going on right now around the country, around the globe. So we're going to get into some of these things that we've seen going on. And the painkiller story, of course, I think is the one that's probably the most fascinating, but it's not the one we're going to jump into. No, it's not the one. The one that I want to get to first off, by the way. Let me just tell you that it's beautiful here in Florida today. It's absolutely beautiful. There's a slight overcast. The sun is out. You know, green things are green. You know, there's no rain. There's obviously no snow. There's no rain either, though. But there's obviously no snow. And so it's beautiful today. And so I want to go to the beach today. Although I'm a little worried that I'm not going to make it to the beach. Or not too.
No, walk into the beach, get out, you'll be like limping to the beach.
Limping to the beach, yes. I twisted my knee last night, and it was very painful to walk. But I work on a really busy schedule, so I don't have a lot of time. Like, I really don't. I don't have a lot of time to like do anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really don't. So I'm kind of upset. I don't know what I want to do, but I do know that once we're off this show, I plan to put my feet up and play video games. I really do. I mean, that's the plan. I don't know why that's the plan, but dude, what is it? That's the plan. Yeah, what's the plan? Oh, the plan is simple. I plan on, I don't know, going to the beach. But I don't know if I'm going to make it to the beach.
Wagon or something, I'll be like, oh no, that'd be like pretty hard. Trying to pull you through the sand.
No, you are not dragging me through the sand. Oh, hell no. We've tried using you for manual labor to move me. It never works out well for you. Hey, look, I'm trying to look out for you. I almost killed you the last time you tried to help me out that way. You tried to give me, for those of you that don't know, she tried to give me a piggyback ride. We were slightly inebriated at the time. I think that's the right word to go with. Slightly inebriated.
I was feeling a little good.
I like that word, inebriated. You were feeling good. How good was she feeling? Dun, dun, dun. Boom, boom, boom. No, I'm just but no, seriously though, like, I mean, you were feeling pretty good. You were jiving, man. You were feeling the vibe, as they say, right? So anyway, I just I worry for your safety whenever you give me a piggyback ride. That's all I'm saying, because I mean, I almost killed her. Bottom line, end of story. I mean, there's just no other way around it. There's really not. So Kelly.
Yeah, what up?
Cousin Kels. So the first story that I want to get to is obviously this is a huge story that came out yesterday. I, of course, am reading the story and getting a good chunk of my information from the Baltimore Sun, which is one of the local papers in Baltimore, where this took place. Baltimore police officer smacks around a kid and then slaps him around, cusses at him, while the other officer stands by idly and does nothing about it. Now, Kelly, you saw the video right behind me earlier while we were prepping for the show, and we of course had the audio, and you can hear that they're bleeping out half the audio because he's cussing the kid out and shit.
It's pretty sad.
And
I can't even trust our system.
Agreed. I think it's even worse that you want young black men. Well, here's my thing: is you want young black men and young black women to trust the police, and then here's worse. You hear all the stories about racist cops, and you hear all this.
Oh, yeah, you hear
but what about this right here? This is where people I think are going to be blown away who haven't seen the video. The cop that slaps the shit out that kid is actually a black cop. It's not a white cop.
Yeah.
There's no race card to play here.
No.
This is simply, and this is what I've been talking about for.
Actually, it is like when it comes down to it, it comes down to. There's just so much hate in our country nowadays. They just what you want to call it, stereotype people, and they stereotype a lot of kids, and they just think that all kids are punks.
Well, I think again, what concerns me, I mean, ballistic, I should say, it's a ballistic concern, right?
Yeah.
But what concerns me more than anything in the world right now with this situation, though, is that these kids don't trust you already. These kids don't have any faith in you, officers.
What do you think about
already?
It's been going on for years.
I don't care if the cop's black, white, brown, or fucking purple. Kids don't like cops. Kids don't trust cops. Kids do not for 1 second think that you are out looking for their best interest. None of them believe that shit. Would you agree? Would you agree that kids today don't trust cops?
But you know what? When you think about it, it's been going on for many years, even when we were growing up as kids. Because I remember, like, my brother always used to run from the cops and all this, and I've seen how they handled my brother and stuff, like, off the streets and shit. Like, they threw him around and stuff.
What do you mean how they handled your brother?
Oh, yeah, they threw him on the ground and shit. Just how they handled him. Of course, threw my brother, too.
And this is...
a fight.
And this is kind of what I've been sort of getting at with this situation, though, is that that's what bothers me right there. That's what bothers me right there, though, is that you just said it right there. They threw my brother around. So what's your impression of the police officers after that interaction? If your brother wasn't being unruly?
I look at it this way. I don't blame all of them. It's just there's just a few of them, because there are good cops out there that actually become police officers to do the right thing. But of course, you're going to get a few of them. It's like the same thing with like people, like criminals and stuff, it's not all of them's, it comes down to just stereotyping people.
Okay, and so I drive through...
because I have friends as cops.
Well, but I mean, hold on though, because I agree with stereotypes are rampant. I use them all the time to drive home a point. So I don't think that I'm any better than the next man when it comes to stereotypes, but here's my concern with stereotypes. Mm-hmm. How does something become a stereotype? Do you know?
Not really.
It's because by a margin better than probably 75 to 80%, it's true.
Yeah.
So when a cop goes through a neighborhood that's a rough neighborhood, and his first instinct is, I have to protect myself. Let me play the devil's advocate and take a cop side here.
Yeah.
But now, let's be fair to the story, though.
There's two sides of every story.
Very true. But let's be fair to the story also, though, because there is a little bit more to the story, and I think that for us to
they just show the bad parts.
Well, no, it's not even just that. They just show the cop slapping the shit out of the kid.
Yeah.
See, the thing that I couldn't get the information about this yet. Is my problem, by the way. I couldn't get the information to validate or discredit this either way. Okay, so with that said, there was a report called in that there was a student at this school. A person at the school who was not a student. Therefore, it was listed as an intruder alert. Okay. Mm-hmm. However, here's like the backside of that. Okay, if you would, the young man who was smacked around on the steps while the other friend was recording it with the phone, the young man that was smacked around the steps, he has a lawyer, and his lawyer says that that's absolute BS, that he did go to school there. So the kid's already hired an attorney, probably yesterday as soon as he got home after he got the shit slapped out of him by a cop. Mm-hmm. I would too. Just so you know, people don't go home and start doing the happy dance talking about, I just won the lotto because I got slapped around by a cop. People go home and say, I am tired of this. I am fed up with this. And because I have no help in the streets other than the neighborhood I grew up in,
because you should be able to
I'm gonna get my wallet help, and I'm gonna move out this neighborhood. You're gonna pay me, bitch.
Because you should be able to trust the system. I don't even know how the situation even started with this thing. They just went straight to the cops slapping them around. But why?
Well, right. And I think that that's my concern too right there is I'm like, dude, seriously, man, like why
did it come down to this? What did the kid do to have this come on to bring it on?
Because when you really think about it, it isn't about that kid.
Yeah.
It isn't about that kid. Yeah. It's poor police training. It's inadequate teaching of soft skills. They are taught to walk into the hood and be a motherfucker because they're going to deal with motherfuckers.
Yeah.
They are taught that every black kid with a fucking ball cap on
is a
punk. You can't have swagger and dress cool and dress hip unless you're a punk. If you're a good guy or you're a normal guy, then you don't dress that way. And that's bullshit. Freedom of self-expression, people. Mm-hmm. The right to be who you are. The right to display to the world the image that you find best. It's pretty scary that the world would rather you wake up every day and not like you because it benefits them. It's scary that the world expects that of you. It bothers me.
Yeah.
I think this cop's in a lot of trouble, by the way. The mayor of Baltimore, by the way, a black woman, by the way. So I just want to be clear that there can be no race cards played here. The fucking mayor, who's already addressed this, is black. The cop who slapped around the kid's black, and the kid's black. This isn't a race issue. This is a poor training and hatred built into the police departments of major cities like Baltimore and Chicago and Phoenix and Los Angeles and New York City and even Tampa, who's been in the news for shit like this. Yeah. It's bred into these police officers and it's bred into these cops to be douchebags and assholes. And then they wonder why these kids don't trust them. You wonder why these kids have no faith in you.
Yeah.
I got an idea of why. I got a damn good idea of why.
And tell us.
And I'll tell you what, it's simple. It's been this way for so long that these assholes don't think they have to change.
Because when you think about it, it looks like that when we grew up.
Exactly, like that when we grew up.
this generation, it seems like it's all in the media. You have the computer.
Exactly, the media's a big part of that. I'll tell you what, we'll get into this more when we get back from break. You're on live with High Time Stick with the Doc. Cousin Kevin in the studio. You're listening to me, the Doc MistaTre, on YouTube Live. Yeah, I'm a real doctor, like Dr. Phil's a real doctor, only bald. Wait a minute, he's bald. Only sexy. Yeah, sexier. Live with the Doc on YouTube, Monday through Friday on High Tide Stick Radio.
I need a stoner bitch. 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 I need a stoner bitch, baby, looking just like you. And if you like to get high, well then just like you. Never cry, you only sag when the sag's gone. I got a pound of the bomb, so go pack the ball. Fuck the ghost, fuck the bladder, fuck the dope, she ain't the bladder. She's had to kick it back, throwing the back tag of marijuana. We'll be together forever, that's what she promised me. Only breaking up we do is when we breaking up the weed. And please believe she's doing it right. She's the type of girl that likes to smoke and fuck all night. She's the love of my life, and my stoner bitch is the Bombay. She's better than a blonde babe and better than Beyonce. Ass so big you can see it from the front. And she's so damn sexy how she packs the blood. My stoner bitch is like a dream to me. She beats so fine. I gotta make this little fly stoner bitch all mine. I need a stoner bitch. 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 Something that want a girl, got a nice face. Big ass titties in a slim ass waist. Something that want a girl who they don't get me clean. Take care of the kids and do the same between. Something that want a girl who can be a freaking good. Suck a good girl with the legs behind the head. But me, I want a stoner bitch, always got a one. The type of girl who loves smoking skills I want to love. I got a stoner bitch, she's included in the grease. My nutsack like she lives the blood made with me. Always stoned like a bad, if I'm rolling for the weed. Fat head, hot girl, she's a rolling in the shade. She's a queen, and I'm a cop without food. Feeds for the green and the sex in between. The hits and the good life bouncing all crazy me high. She's fucking so big, it's amazing. And listen, no packages. Since I'm the finest from the biggest of the nation. And I'll put that on something like a motherfucking right. To death, you was hard, she's my fucking wife. She was one of the best hoes, if not the best I've ever had. What she would do is like little shit that I like having my joint rolled and ready. Yeah, rolled and ready, packed and loaded, now it's time to smoke. I'm talking about the soul, bitch, she ain't no joke. Let's get it straight from leather, everything call a bitch. It's like the lights go on and off, I had to do a switch. I got a fire lady, brother, plays a 6 of mine and lay up on the couch with me when it's getting close to game time. I'm stolen a lady better fuck, and she likes to fuck. Like Tommy loves it when I'm digging deep inside her guts. No macaroni and cheese, please, she'll hit the store. If we out of bleed, then she's out the door to make a score. She be the love of my life, I know she's down to ride. I'm stoner baby, nigga, so let be my stoner ride. I need a stoner bitch. Something that want a girl, got a nice face. Big ass titties in a slim ass waist. Something that want a girl who they don't get me clean. Take care of the kids and we can say no between. Something that want a girl who can be a freaking good. Suck a good girl with the legs behind the head. But me, I want a stoner bitch, always got a one. The type of girl who loves smoking skills I want to love. I need a stoner bitch. 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 My stoner bitch got out some days, much to make a bitch. She helped me grow my class and she knows a couple tricks. The type of bitch you never snitch and quick through the spit. The type of bitch you take trips and help me to my shit. I know she got a green thumb for my green house. Picking up my pound and she brought me downtown. The girl is kind of pushing over smoking with your spouse. She got you watching this one while you cuddle on the couch. But me, I'm saying fuck a bitch unless she wants smoke. Tell a couple funny girls while she takes them in the tongue. Some girls will take a cherry stem and tie with their tongue. My girl will roll another blunt and smoke it till it's done. This bitch is in the kitchen with some chicken bake. my bitch, you take a ball, here's my love when you're baby. Cause I'm a stolen, you're a stolen, she's a stolen too. And I'm in love with stolen bitches just like you, like you, like you.
That's my favorite song.
I need a stolen bitch.
High-Tide Stick Radio reminds you not to do anything stupid on marijuana. You know, like get busted by your parents. You're listening to The Doc live on YouTube.
I'm the doctor, by the way. What's your name?
Rose.
Nice to meet you, Rose. Run for your life.
Keep dwelling on the past, babe. Know what I mean? I need something real good loving. Cause I'm troubled by the things.
Yeah, we are back. Welcome back to High-Tide Stick with the Doc, MistaTre. Segment 2. We are almost halfway through the show today. And we just came back from talking about this police incident in Baltimore. By the way, shout out to Bonnie. Bonnie just joining us on Periscope, a.k.a. Racing Mom. That will be Charlotte, North Carolina in the house, a.k.a. by way of Philly. See, I remember my people, man. Especially if you come back all the time, then I really remember you. So, of course, as always, YouTube, Periscope, whatever, just let us know where you're listening from, and we'll give you a shout out. Good morning. Good morning. What's up?
What up?
Oh, Cousin Kels, of course, in the studio today. She always tends to be on Wednesday and Thursday, which we love. Those are her, that's when she has a chance to hang out with me. In the morning on the show, which we love because she steals the show. She does. She really does. She steals the show. All my listeners love her to death. She steals the show. She's awesome. And she, well, of course, it's not hard to steal the show, though. She said, "What up, cuz?" What about this? What up, cuz? So the irony with Cousin Kels, though, that kind of makes me laugh about her, at least, is that last Thursday you really stole the show, though, because I posed the question.
Yeah.
We were talking about THC-infused condoms. No, last Thursday. But we were talking about THC-infused condoms. And I got to ask a question that I think every guy wants to ask at some point in his life, and that's, would you suck a dick to get high? And
Yeah!
And there she goes again. There she goes again. See, that's why she's like, hell yeah, I would. Blah, blah, blah. Well, I kind of thought about it for a second. I said, I would never suck a dick, and I've never sucked a dick, and that's just not my thing. I like girls. I'll give them a good old looking down low.
It's to suck a dick.
I'm gonna let you have that. You can suck all the dick you want. I'm not into sucking dick. It's kind of not my thing. It's really not my thing. I've been asked. No, I'm not gay, bro. Sorry. Not my thing. But anyway, so, like, really not my thing. You ladies, you gay guys, more power to you. No, I'm good. No dick around here. No dick around the mouth section. No, it's not happening. So, she stole the show, of course, though. It was so epic that at all my other work locations and everything, everybody was talking about this. THC infused condom, would you suck a dick for a week kind of thing. But I thought it was great. You made the show definitely a hell of a lot more interesting yesterday. And actually, I have to say, spectacular funny. I was dying. I was like, this fool is off the chain. I also told her she was a horrible person. But that was mostly just because I had to hear it. But anyway, so as we move along in this journey, again, we were talking about earlier about this cop that slapped the shit out this kid, which I'm totally uncomfortable with this by the way. This is not okay. I mean, you saw the video. This is as bad as the video I showed you of the cop in Chicago who shoots that kid as he's drifting away, walking away from the cop. He shoots that kid down dead and this is just as bad. Just because this kid didn't die, and just because there won't be a bunch of, people like Trayvon Martin putting hoodies up.
What are we going
Kels.
to do about this? Yeah, exactly.
I put the hoodie up, Kels. I put the hoodie up on him.
Yeah, you got the hoodie.
Hold on, wait, Kels.
Yeah, there you go.
Come to the dark side, Skywalker.
I don't want to.
I don't want to. Dark side, Lord Sidious. We should do like a teenage whiny bitchy version of Star Wars. Like,
I don't want to.
you're going to come to the dark side because I said so. Your mother was on the dark side. Your father was on the dark side. It's in your blood. I don't know, Mom. I'm not your mother. Sorry, Dad. You sound like Mom. She smokes too much. No, I'm playing.
Yeah, she does.
So anyway, you should load a ball, bro. Just trust me on this. Just trust me on
Where's the ball?
this in my pocket.
Okay.
Where's the ball? In my pocket. But anyway, just trust me on this. Load the ball.
Okay.
I was in a bad mood this morning when I got up because our little man, which is my cousin's son, is being a pain in the ass. He's being difficult with his mom. I don't know. You know, for my listeners out there, if you have kids, please explain to me what the hell happens the minute a kid turns 13. Please tell me what the fuck that's about. Because her son's 13, my son's 15, and he's been an asshole since he was 13. Straight up, I'll tell the truth. He's kind of an asshole, just like me. And I love him to death, but he's kind of an asshole. He's not an asshole to everybody, but he's kind of an asshole. He's an asshole to his sister. His sister who calls him and stuff, and he won't take her calls. He doesn't pick up for her half the time. I have to kind of force feed him indirectly. He doesn't know that I'm over here playing Puppet Master. When his stepmoms call him and ask him if the kids can come hang out with them, it's me playing Puppet Master, asking ex-stepmom to call. Well, you don't ex your kids. Like, I'm not an ex-stepdad. I'm still my kid's stepdad, but you know what I mean. But so what happens to kids when they turn 13? My daughter is starting to become more like of a recluse. She doesn't want to, like my son, my other daughter said, and it almost broke my heart when they said it this way. They said, this is just like Kevin. She doesn't play with us outside anymore. She's right here anymore. She's 13, right? And I go, it's okay, guys. You know, like this happens. You know, kids go. So then you know what they said to me? They said
that they don't need us anymore, but
they go,
really do.
Check it out. Yeah, exactly. They think they don't need you.
They can't.
But what's up with this? Like, please, listeners on all the folks, hi Periscope, hi YouTube, and etc. Please tell me why, when they turn 13, they turn into assholes. But Bonnie says they should grow out of it. Bonnie, of course, commented on Periscope. Bonnie says they should grow out of it. But it drives me nuts. Like, I'm so heartbroken. Like, and then I'm worried about my little man, because my little man is that's my heart. My little guy is my baby. And he's always gonna be my little buddy. And I'm really close to him because Kev, he lived with his mom and Pop lived with me. And I just, it's one of those things where I'm not happy that I'm closer to his brother. I'm really not happy I'm closer to Kevin's brother because Kevin's my guy, dude. He was my guy until his mom and I split up. And then his mom and I, we lived really far apart, and it made it very hard for him and I to become as attached as like his brother and I did. Where his brother and I have been together since day one until he was like 9 or 8 years old, and then his mom and I split up because she's a cheater. And I explained to him, I cannot be with your mom because she has issues with her commitments, and I can't deal with that.
Yeah.
Because I work too much. Can I just vent for a minute? She is like the third or fourth woman in my life that's been like, you work too much. When the hell did working too much become unsexy?
I know. You know what? Actually, tell you the truth,
Bonnie says they all go through it, so don't take it personal. So don't take it personal that your son's becoming an asshole. He's going to be an asshole for a little while, but he'll be back.
Talking about, you hear girls saying that you work too much,
right?
It happens to me when I start dating that I work too much because they are selfish assholes and they think that they don't have enough time, that we don't have enough time for them. But hey, you know what? I look at it this way. Fuck them. Right,
and I just... Like I said, I work 2 jobs in 2 restaurants. One of them, I'm nobody. I'm the bottom bitch, and I'm okay with that because it keeps me humble. The other one, I'm a mid-level guy. And then the other one, the other job I have, of course, the radio station here, I'm the boss and the program director and I own the station too. But so it's one of those things where I go, when did busting your ass, taking care of your kids, and grinding like a damn slave, but you get paid for it? When did that become unsexy? When did that become? Please answer me. And maybe I'm trying to date younger women, and that's my problem because they're fucking dumb.
It kind of pisses me off because I'm like, I think when they say that, then it's like, I'm a fucking single mother.
Single white female, bitches.
Yeah, and I just feel like they just don't respect that, and fuck them.
I'm just disturbed by women. I'm like, seriously, ladies. No, you know what? The ladies are doing fine. The ladies, I just haven't met a lady because the ladies get what I'm doing. Now, you bitches, on the other hand, you bitches need to get your hair right. You over talking about, I want a nigga to stay home all day with me.
Bitch, get a life.
What the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck is biggest problem. You want somebody who stays at home and does nothing to contribute / and or help out with the family. And then worse off, not only does he not contribute to the family, he doesn't help you out, he probably has kids with another woman that he isn't helping out with. Because let's just say that those types of pattern behavior are pretty consistent.
I always say I was.
My ex will tell you, oh, he's not paying his child support right now because I was laid off. I went back to school for a couple of years, But they'll never tell you he's just a deadbeat dad. They might say it at the time. You can't catch him when I'm laid off, and they're like, oh, he's the worst motherfucker in the world. You don't take care of his kids. But catch me when I'm working and I'm grinding, and you're getting that child support check. Oh, he's the best father ever.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Bonnie says young chicks ain't got no clue, and I agree. You know what I always say?
They don't have no clue.
This is what I always say is it's fun to mess with older chicks because you make them feel real. Yeah. It's fun to make the young ones squeal. Get it? It's just fun to fuck them. I don't know about dating them.
Plus, the older ones, they lived them learned already. The younger ones, they just have no fucking clue.
Honestly, show me a 25 to 45-year-old woman. That's 10 plus 10 down, right? Show me a 25 to 45-year-old woman that grinds like me. I'd probably wife that chick. Straight up, I'd probably put a ring on it because I know how hard I work. I know how determined I am to win. And because of that, I know how unacceptable failure is for me. Again, also that too, right? So because of that, I can guarantee you that without a shadow of a doubt in my mind, this, it's unacceptable to me any other way. I'm going to win. And I just don't know if younger women, here's my thing is, I think if she's too much older than me, she may be too far ahead of me in the game of life.
Age and I think when you're dating, I think the perfect age, if younger or older, I think it should be within like about 4 or 5 years.
You mean for long-term stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
But why though? Please, I'm not questioning you, by the way. I just want to know, why.
I feel like at that age, you're pretty much on the same level. You pretty much almost live the same lifestyle and
okay, so to have a real true genuine common ground, you're saying, I'm again, for everybody listening, these are cousin Kel's words.
I've experienced dating someone 8-10 years younger. We are not on the same level. We don't have the same
you're right though.
We don't have the same needs. So when I date someone that's 10 years older than me, because I'm almost 43, they want to rush and get into that relationship because they feel like they don't have no time to waste. And when I'm dating someone at my age, closer to, I feel like we're on the same ground level.
Okay, and I'm kind of right there with you with that same scenario, if you would. I'm kind of right there with you. I'm just like, dude,
I've been single for 3 years.
I don't know if women older than me or younger than me is the way to go, but every time I date someone around my age, I think we love the same stuff.
Yeah.
And that's why we fall in love.
And plus you have the same thoughts, like the same thinking of life.
But you know though, I don't know.
Not always, but most of the time.
I think my problem is am I in a relationship right now? Am I?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, you are. But
with myself. I'm in a relationship with myself. I'm not in a relationship with anybody. I'm single. And so with that said, I'm not in a relationship right now. And obviously the relationships I've had before have all failed, right? Because otherwise I'd be in one. Now, I wasn't a failure in all of them. I was a failure in a couple of them, but most of them I actually wasn't a failure, weirdly enough. But there are like 2 or 3 very impactful ones where I was the failure or something failed.
Yeah.
It may not have been me, but like 3 of them that I really enjoyed those 3 women, something failed or I failed them. They didn't fail me. Now and then there's like 2 or 3 or 4 that failed me, and that I was in love with, whatever. But my point being is this, is that I feel like a failure in love, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really big problem I have. It's a personal one, but it's important to me.
Yeah.
It is. It's important to me. I feel like a failure. She said you learn something from every one of them. Failure is just lessons in life. So she's saying you're not a failure. I need to take the lessons in life that I have and run with it.
Yeah. Learn from them.
Learn from them. Well, I'll tell you what, we're getting ready to go to break. When we get back from break, we're going to talk about the Flint, Michigan thing. And we got to go a little off topic. You know, we smoked the bowl, got off topic. It happens. We let the show flow. But anyway, so we're going to be back after the break. We're going to talk about, of course, the Flint water scandal, and also painkillers are down. The usage of painkillers are down. But get this, why and where? You're on High Tide Sick with the Doc, MistaTre, live on YouTube, Periscope, and across the globe.
You know the reason why?
We're listening to me, the Doc MistaTre, on YouTube Live. Yeah, I'm a real doctor, like Dr. Phil's a real doctor, only bald. Wait a minute, he's bald. Only sexy. Yeah, sexier. Live with the Doc on YouTube, Monday through Friday on High Tide Sick Radio. The National Sellout Hip Hop Concert Tour, Arsfest. Arsfest features dope artists from Los Angeles, Long Beach, Phoenix, Colorado Springs, Gainesville, Florida, Houston, Dallas, Denver, and of course, Tampa and St. Pete. Come kick it as all of them collide under one roof, one night. So be there or be on Facebook watching it. You can keep up with the concert as it approaches, as well as interact with artists and promoters on Facebook right now at BARZFEST Tampa. That's Arsfest Tampa. If you're looking to perform or need ticket info and more, call area code 727-318-2956. Area code 727-318-2956.
Yup. It's that rider shit. Mob City. And you know I'ma ride for you. And you know I'ma die for you. J. Vino. 17708. ENT.
Always won't ask when my rhyme and my speech slow. I'm just gonna tell them that the opponent beat, bro.
Shorty down the ride, even though I catch the charge. We bought a big ass house and a couple cars. Yup, you got me, babe, I'm your superstar. My girl got a body and she super smart. She been down since day one, she my main one. I love my girl cause she keep it A1. I'ma ride or die, like double R. You my one and only, you got my heart. You said I'ma make it, when people said I wouldn't. We stood together, when people said we shouldn't. I got your back, just like you got mine. She stayed with me, even if I did some time. We do crimes, like Clyde and Bonnie. My chick at home, cleaning up the shoddy. All I need is my girlfriend, and this life is sent strapped with a Mac 10, nigga.
Ain't this everything I wish for?
Wish for,
Ain't this everything I dream?
yup.
Ain't you everything I wish for?
Wish for,
Ain't you everything I need? Ain't you tell me I would make it when them other people told me that I wouldn't? Ain't I tell you
I'ma ride for you.
Ain't I tell you that I love you? I don't put no one above you, baby girl. You already know I die for you. It's everything I wish for.
Wish for,
Ain't this everything I dream?
yup.
Ain't you everything I wish for? Ain't you everything I need? Ain't you tell me I would make it when them other people told me that I wouldn't? Ain't I tell you I'ma die for you? Ain't I tell you that I love you? I don't put no one above you, baby girl. You already know I die for you. Yeah.
I told you I would ride for you. And kill a nigga, babe, I wouldn't lie to you. It's me and you against the world. I wouldn't trade it in for the world. We just like Hov and B, hands down. I could trust my queen.
Always won't ask when my rhyme and my speech slow. I'm just gonna tell them that the opponent beat, bro.
Yup, we ride for one another. I told her we could be friends and lovers. I spaz on a nigga if he try to holler. Me and her ride out in a black Impala. I hit a lick, she my getaway driver. I'm so fly, but my lady look flyer. You know I'm down, you ain't even gotta ask. I'm with you now, I ain't worried about your past. You go my baby, I can't let you go. She got my mind, body, and my soul. She a gangster and a rider. She got her mind right, slow, future looking brighter. She know the streets, like she know the books. Niggas jealous cause of how my lady looks. I hustle hard for my fam. Ayy, ma, tell these hoes I'm your motherfucking man.
this everything I wish for? Ain't this everything I dream? Ain't you everything I wish for? Ain't you everything I need? Ain't you tell me I would make it when them other people told me that I wouldn't? Ain't I tell you I'ma ride for you? Ain't I tell you that I love you? I don't put no one above you, baby girl. You already know I die for you. It's everything I wish for.
I'm the doctor, by the way. What's your name? Rose. Nice to meet you, Rose. Run for your life.
Yeah, we are back from break. Cousin Kel's in the studio, man. We was having a really enlightening conversation during the break, though. But, you know, as they say, got to pay the bill, back to work. You know, I'm a slave to myself, whatever the case may be. So, Cousin Kel's in the studio today, though. And so we were talking about, before we went to break, this Baltimore thing with this cop slapping this kid across the face. Go to High Tide Stick on Facebook. I've posted a link to the video there. High Tide Stick on Facebook. Don't forget to like the page, but there's a link there for that story, as well as all those stories that we cover. I probably miss one or two every now and then, but between me and Chris Watkins running that Facebook page, all the marijuana news you want to know is going to be on High Tide Stick Radio. We are absolutely befriended with High Times and share tons of their stuff, and would prefer to get my stories that we discuss as a talk show through them first. I do not endorse them. They do not pay me to promote them. They should, but they don't. So I just want to be clear that I don't endorse them to the degree of telling you you need to go use them. But I'm just telling you that a lot of my stories, and I trust their information. I trust CNN's information. If they give me bad information, or CNN gives me bad information, I promise you they will recant it immediately and we'll get it. I am not paid by any of them. As a matter of fact, CNN freaking copyright blocked me on one of my shows. Me and Chris were talking about that the other day on this show, since the second half of the season started.
Was that?
No, it was because I used a soundbite from the fucking the RNC debate that they did, and I used a bunch of sound bites from their debate, the Republican debate, and they got all butthurt about it. But I was like, I didn't leave the audio on. All you could do is hear the video. Nobody saw the video. You don't. Here's the thing: is you don't specialize in audio. You specialize in video. I didn't use your video, dude. I used the audio so that I could illustrate and exacerbate. Let me use bigger words. Well, for real though, if I could just illustrate what the candidate was really getting at. And I feel like I got ripped off because they blocked me. But anyway, I still think it's funny because little old High Tide Stick Radio, little old tiny High Tide Stick Radio with its one full-time employee, me, unpaid full-time employee, me.
I'm part-time.
And its part-time employee, unpaid part-time employee, you. And its intern, who we can't smoke pot when he's in the studio because he's underage, he's a minor. We would never do that. We really don't. Like, I'm not even being cutesy. I'm being dead serious. We never do that. But when he isn't in the studio, we blow trees.
Yeah, we do.
Because what would let's be honest though, what would weed radio be without a little weed?
Nothing.
It'd still be funny because I'm a pretty decent host, but
I mean,
oh my God. Let me tell you, okay, I'm not going to tell you what radio station, and I'm not going to tell you when. I'll just tell you what happened because it was hilarious. But I'm going to tell you what happened after we get over these, at least into this story. So in Flint, Michigan, by the way, if you've, I want you guys, and I will endorse who put the story on that I saw, and I went to their website to get the story because I read this somewhere else, by the way, and it doesn't matter where, but I think that.
I feel really bad for that lady.
Well, yeah, and let me explain to them why you feel bad for her, though. Jeez, man. But CNN is why I went and pulled up the actual, like, get the exact information, the exact numbers from their website, because I saw the story on their channel, and I wanted to give them credit that that I saw the story. Now, don't be mistaken, though. I saw the story on their channel after I already was covering the story because I got the information originally from somewhere else. So then I turned on CNN and pulled up their website, pulled up the story on their website, and then the news article came on behind me. And you and I said, wow, because we were just talking about that story. New York City in the house, by the way, checking in on Periscope. I saw that right out the corner of my eye. I barely caught it. But anyway, New York City, that must be Harley Dude. It's got to be Harley Dude. He always, Harley Dude, New York City. I bet that's who it is. there's only like, I think 2 or 3 guys that I know for sure. They can just say, what up, I'm in New York City, and I think I know who it is. But I didn't see the little picture thing. Oh, look, yep, I got it right. Look, hey, I am back-to-back for first-time shout-outs to people like Racing Mom Bonnie, got her right and her location right yesterday. Boom, got Harley Dude right when I caught New York City out the corner of my eye. And that's really all I saw, was just big, bold NYC. But anyway, so Flint, Michigan. There is a lady in Flint, Michigan, by the way, that was on. And now here's the thing: is we already talked about this. Remember, I said weeks and weeks and weeks ago. Remember, I said, dude, when this story first started getting big, because Chris was so close to the story being up in Bay City. Chris, by the way, is going to have a show on High Tide Stick Radio here very soon. We're going to start him off in season 2. I'm going up there this summer to get him ready. And then on top of that, they say weed burns brain cells. That's actually not true. Actually, the only thing it does is puts cannabinoids in the cannabinoid. Now, can you brain cells smoking weed? Yes. Please, Kelly, write that down, guys. We got a few minutes left in the show, probably about 5, and I want to get back to that, but I wanted to tell you about this lady. So, I want you to check out. Her name is Nakia Wakes, and she actually had aborted 2 babies. Had not aborted, but a miscarriage, internal abortion, miscarriage, whatever you want to call it. I think they use different words for different reasons, but she miscarried 2 babies that were twins. And one at like right early on, and then the other one at like week 13 of the pregnancy. They believe it could be related to the water. There's no proof of that.
The second one was fully carried out.
No. There's more. There's 2 other kids. She has a 16-year-old and a 7-year-old who she believes is the water's affecting them. The son, remember I was telling you about the son? The son went to school all last year when they weren't living in or around Flint. They went to school all last year, and he was fine. Then he goes to school this year, and the kid he was suspended 1 time last year for an outburst or an acting out incident. He was suspended 56 times this school year already. Since they moved to Flint. No, I think what's affecting him is, remember I was telling you about the whole Mad Hatter thing? If you've ever seen Alice in Wonderland, there's a Mad Hatter on there, right? And the whole joke behind that is if you know the true history of what Mad Hatter's disease was, is people used to get pelt-fin beaver caps. And what they would do is they would rub lead into the beaver pelt of the beaver and mercury. Right? They would use lead or mercury to stiffen the brim of the hat. Well, that, through sweating, the pores in your head would seep into the body and poison them, and they would become angry or aggressive or act crazy or weird. And all of it was related to mercury poisoning or lead poisoning. It's one of the ways that we discovered lead poisoning and mercury poisoning was because of Mad Hatter's disease. Funny enough. And that's what it was called. They called it the Mad Hatter. So for all of you Alice in Wonderland fans out there, you just learned something really dope. Oh, I have to agree with Bonnie. She just said, how dare the government not make stuff right? Like, especially in Flint, Michigan, with the weed scandal of them vilifying marijuana, things like that even. And you really have to ask yourself, like, why wouldn't you make that right? Like, it's disgraceful that you don't make that right. This is a wrong thing. You guys have messed up. And because you've messed up, you should fix it. I mean, do the right thing. You should fix it. And my problem is you're not fixing it, and that breaks my heart as your countryman. It breaks my heart as a parent to see, people having miscarriages. Listen, I don't care what your views are, and don't care about mine. I'm pro-choice because I don't have a vagina, and so it's not my job to tell you what you can do with your vagina because I don't even have a vagina. You women, you make the decisions on vaginas. I'm going to make the decisions on man junk, and we're going to leave it at that. And that's why I'm pro-choice. Okay? But when it comes to being pro-life, fine, that's you too. But here's my thing is, miscarriages, she didn't even have a choice. And that's sad. And that's horrible.
And especially when she didn't even know.
And she didn't even know. And
they didn't let her know until after it happened.
See, here's my thing is, I'm not going to say the mayor knew. By God, I wouldn't.
I was trying to hide it.
Well, no, I'm just saying, by God, I wouldn't go that far. Yeah. I wouldn't go that far and say the mayor knew. Yeah. I can't do that. Okay?
But I believe somebody knew.
That's where I stand right now.
If it might have not been him, somebody knew.
That's where I stand right now. Well, other than that, we didn't get to the painkiller stories, but I'm just going to tell you guys, we did, but we didn't really get into in depth like I wanted to. And so as we come to the end of the show, we got less than a minute left in the show before we have to get out of here. And so I just want to let you guys know that, man, painkillers. 20 states have reported marijuana legalization for the 2016 election year. And here's a hell of a good reason why, because the states that have already legalized to some degree, whether it's medical marijuana or whether it is legal weed, but especially where there is the good old-fashioned legal weed like Colorado and places like that, painkiller deaths and related deaths to painkillers down 25%, Kelly. That's amazing. That's making a difference. That's making a change. I'm the Doc, MistaTre. I'm going to get out of here for the day. We will see you guys tomorrow as we wrap up the show and we get out of here for the week. Guys, stick with us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all those good, wonderful things. It's a great way to keep up on what we're doing. We're going to get out of here. Peace, bitches.
Beat up, bitches.
News, politics, music, and radio talk show on YouTube for 21 and up. So do what you've always done. Kick your siblings out of the room, throw on your headphones, and enjoy the show. You're listening to The Doc on High Tide Stick Radio.
What it do, fatty? Two behind. Do it big.
Closing music by 2 Piece. Featuring Fetty Wap.
Hey, once I started, stayed on my grind. Yeah. MistaTre told me don't waste no time. Nah. Smoking big dope, shit smell like pine. I drive a foreign and the wheels look fine. Niggas foreign, his flow is not like mine. Couple hundred just to watch my time. Niggas boring, his flow is not like mine. A couple hundred just to watch my time. Since I was young, I was young. Nickels and dollars and the niggas. Ever since they robbed me, custom I leave all the places, smoking like a zombie. Two came my niggas, nothing back to my G got me. All my niggas, buses. Once I started, stayed on my grind. MistaTre told me don't waste no time. Smoking big dope, shit smell like pine. I drive a foreign and the wheels look fine. Niggas boring, his flow is not like mine. Couple hundred just to watch my time. Niggas boring, his flow is not like mine. A couple hundred just to watch my time.
Hey, my hood said get you, so fuck you. You, your dead homies, and your pistols. I'm from Gainesville. We don't talk, we get you. The realest out this bitch sounding like a Russian missile. I've been a real nigga, I just never lie. And I be on in Houston, Texas, like I'm rapping like. Use a cartoon character, Facebook dog, need a Grammy, you an actor. Push the ball, me with no ammo in the gun. I got a top on the way and 100-round drum. The difference between me and you haters is I'm winning. The label left a nigga, I bounced back in the pit.
Once I started, stayed on my grind. MistaTre told me don't waste no time. Smoking big dope, shit smell like pine. I drive a foreign and the wheels look fine. Niggas boring, his flow is not like mine. Couple hundred just to watch my time. Niggas boring, his flow is not like mine. A couple hundred just to watch my time.
Hey, I'm in the studio, grinding with no pen or pad. They gave a white nigga money, now you at his man. Said my belly was on E, I can feel the hunger. Episode bro, I turn your block into a fucking song. I left the West Coast to bring back my street cred. I don't know how niggas eating when the streets dead. I know what these live when they think I don't. And now I leave a nigga stinking to think I won't. Expose me to the world, make 2 Piece famous. But you gon' rub in my money, I'ma sell them payments. I don't owe nobody nothing that ain't on me. You want a feature, you charging a fuck nigga fee.
Once I started, stayed on my grind. MistaTre told me don't waste no time. Smoking big dope, shit smell like pine. I drive a foreign and the wheels look fine. Niggas boring, his flow is not like mine. Couple hundred just to watch my time. Niggas boring, his flow is not like mine. A couple hundred just to watch my time.
listening to me, the Doc MistaTre, on YouTube Live. Yeah, I'm a real doctor, like Dr. Phil's a real doctor, only bald. Wait a minute, he's bald. Only sexy. Yeah, sexier. Live with the Doc on YouTube, Monday through Friday on High Tide Stick Radio.
I'm the doctor, by the way. What's your name?
Rose.
Nice to meet you, Rose. Run for your life.
High Tide Stick Radio reminds you not to do anything stupid on marijuana. You know, like get busted by your parents. You're listening to the Doc live on YouTube.